Hello Virgo, welcome to Spirit in You and welcome to your January 2019 reading. Okay, so I've set out some cards for you. So we've got the cards for a timeline. We've got a spirit animal card, which I thought would be nice, and then we've also got an angel card. So let's get straight to it. Let's have a look at what the month holds in store for you. So we have got the Two of Swords to kick off the month with. So if you can see that there now. Now what this means for you, Virgo, as I'm getting it, is you're starting off the month with feeling like you have a decision to make. You could also be feeling like you don't know which way to go with it. You know, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I go right or do I go left? Am I going straight ahead or am I actually going backwards? It might feel a little bit indecisive, and you know, maybe you could be prone to that. Maybe you're feeling yourself going into January thinking, I need to make some changes this month, and one of the changes that I need to make is not to be indecisive, is just to be decisive, precise, if that's the right word. It is, isn't it? I think I might be being a little bit indecisive there, but don't think that you're not sure which way to go, when actually you can be really sure which way to go. Your hands aren't tied and you're not bound in any way, and there's no shackles anywhere. So if there's a decision to be made, or if there's somebody's got an opinion and you want to voice your opinion, then do that in the best possible way. Voice your opinion clearly, calmly, quietly and fairly, and the decision that you make, adopt exactly the same attitude. So don't make it something that feels like you're bound, as I said, because you're not. You are freely able to make this. So just do it. Just make that decision based on that rationale, based on what you know to be the correct way to approach a situation. This feels very much something that's in your mind. So I'm gonna kind of lever towards work with this, because that's how it sort of feels. So kind of cut to the chase, and make that decision, and don't waver on it. I mean, you're not going to be unkind with your delivery. So whatever it is that feels like it's just bothering you a little bit, and it's almost making you feel like you're not sure which way to go with it, then just have that moment of, let me think this through. Now, what does it feel like I should do? That's that, and then do it. Okay, so that's how you're going to start off that month. I don't want you to start off the month feeling like you're feeling that the decision to be made is too hard. It isn't, and you'll make the right decision, you'll make the right choice, because you're very good at that. And so much so that you will, because as we go further on into the first week, you've got, can you see that okay? You've got the Seven of Wands, and this is, you've made that decision. You've clearly made that decision, because this shows me these ones here, they've dropped down, they've fallen to the wayside, and this is you here. You standing tall, standing sure, standing proud. Look at you with you know, that sort of blazing fire and this clarity that I've got here. So this is you. You've made up your mind. You've made your decision, and you know which way you're going. This is very much about work again. So, you know, I'm feeling a strong sense of work ethic here, and it being a new year, 2019, it would figure that there are plans to be made, and which way do you see yourself going? Like that form of indecision, which actually is probably just a decision, or is probably even an opportunity, in which case you're seizing it, really seizing it, because you're standing there tall, proud, and you've stepped into yourself. I sense you stepping into yourself and feeling quite comfortable with that. I can do this. I mean, I do it anyway. All I'm going to do now is just let the whole world that, you know, I'm here. Notice me, kind of thing. It's notice me. It's okay to stand alone and stand proud. These ones that are just on the side here, these are people who've collaborated with you. They're still there. It's just at this particular moment, as you moving through the month, it needs to be your decision, and it needs to be you going forward with whatever this is. So that's why it's like that. So that's very good for you. So the decision that needed to be made leads to you making the right one and being very sure and going forward with that. Getting a sense of, you know, bonfires, getting rid of some stuff in the garden and that kind of thing. And you're outside anyway, so on a sort of slightly going off a little bit there from the work aspect. You know, I see you in the garden clearing up some stuff and getting rid of some rubbish and burning it away. It's a new year and it's a new beginning, and it's a really good beginning. So on the work front, which is very important, you're in the right place. You're headed in the right direction. So that's what I get. And then, I mean, just talking about all this, then going into the second week, you then get, I'm just checking that you can see that okay. Yeah, you can see that okay. You've got the Ace of Cups here. This is beautiful. Aces are always something new coming in, new beginnings, new opportunities, you know, a hand from above, a gift from somebody, divinely charged, divine intervention, something coming in for you. Now, it's a cup which represents emotions. And I'm sort of looking back down at those cards, know that, you know, I'm feeling a work thing here. But it could be emotionally just feeling really good about the decisions, feeling really good about the way things are going with work. This is opportunities coming. So this shows you presenting yourself in a way. I think you're going to be trying something different. That's what it feels like. A slightly different avenue, branching into something a little bit newer than you've done before. But whatever this is, emotionally you're going to feel very good. It's something that you want. It's something that will please you, because the ace will always do that, and that's what I'm feeling. So I feel like my cup, you know, is overflowing. I'm feeling very good about this. There's an energy with it. There's also a clarity. There's a makes sense. You know, I've worked it out, because it's important that you work it out. It's important that you figure it out. It's okay for you to make sense in your heart. It's got to make sense here as well. And this tells me that it does. I like that. So I see this celebration emotionally coming forward for you, feeling very nice. If it is and ends up, you know, for some of you, it's centered around love, and it's very much about your heart. It's beautiful. You're just going to love that. It's going to be exactly what you wanted for, what you wished for, what you hoped for. So it feels very strong, something new, something unexpected, but respected and anticipated, and now you're feeling overjoyed with it. That's what I'm feeling with this card, which is lovely. And then on sort of the second week, the end of the second week, you then get something even just as lovely again. You get the Star. So two very, very strong cards sitting together, you know, looking at each other. The Star looking over at the Ace looking over at the Star. So they're collaborating, they're working together. This is wish fulfillment, a bit of fate and destiny, a bit of stargazing, a bit of... It's also as well. It's children. There's a children feeling when I'm thinking of this card. So for some of you, it could be that you're thinking about this Ace being this new beginning. You're thinking about some children. Maybe there's an addition to the family, or you're starting a family, or you're working with children. There's a child element for some of you. For others, it's actually just about you getting outside into nature and doing some form of activity, some sort of sport, something that you haven't done in a while. I don't know why, but rowing is coming up for somebody. Somebody's going to be rowing. They're thinking about rowing. They see themselves sitting in a boat. They've got the right physique for it, and they know that they'll be working upper and lower, the whole anatomy, the whole body. And they feel that that's what they'd like to do. It gets them on the water as well, because it's important. The water element feels strong here. So that's what it will be for some of you, for sure. This is a wish fulfillment card. When the Star comes in, the Star is saying to you, there's alchemy here, there's the universe here, so we're looking down on you, and what you wish for, provided it's not outrageous, there's a good chance you're going to get. So what a lovely card, sort of taking you through that second week. Then when you go into the third week, we've got a few more stars here as well. Let me just have a look at it. It is the Daughter of Swords. This is nice. This could be a message coming through for you as well. It could well be that you have a daughter and she's very important to you, and she's going through some things in her mind at the moment. It could be that there's something going on at school. It feels like for some of you, you may have a daughter at school that's just going through some stuff that you have to talk through with her. You know, some sort of anguish that an adult can sort out, a parent can talk about and put her right. For others, it will be the fact that there's a message coming through for you that's to do with your work. It's on an intellectual basis. It could be that you get an idea that comes through on a project that you're working on, something to do. It could be that you're working on your computer doing it. It could be that you're writing a book. You're doing something, a thesis, something that requires, you know, your intellect, that level of intelligence, that level, that eye for detail. Because this also makes me feel a bit somebody that's actually particularly meticulous when I'm getting this card in the way that it feels for me now. So I like the fact that we've got the stars here, because it ties in with the star, you know, as she looks over at the star here. So they're kind of working together. So I know you've got some help with all of this. So could be that you have a daughter that's just going through a few issues here, that a good conversation from mum and dad, or mum, whichever, whoever the parent is, that we can just talk it through, because they just need that bit of guidance. It could be that your daughter is really coming into her own as well, and finding that she's just about to qualify. She's got things right on an intellectual level. She's passed some exams, because there's an attention to detail with this. So a message coming through one way or the other feels rather nice in terms of the daughter aspect. And then we have the Son of Pentacles then, so we've got a bit of a family feel here. So Son of Pentacles there. This is really lovely as well, because this is a very much, because it's a pentacle, it's definitely about money, material things, where we see ourselves going, but it shows a propensity to be steady, to think things through, to take our time with things. This has got energy, this card. This has got a determination, but it's got a steady determination. But it also has a youthful feeling to it. So this person, you, or this person that's around you, has got not a childlike attitude, but there's a lightness to them. But there's also a steadiness. But you see, because it says son, it could be for some of you that this is your son, and it's your son that you need to talk with and just steer him in the right course with his finances, because he's got that youthfulness. He could be in his adolescent years and he needs a little bit of help. Or it could be your own energy just directing you to the fact that there is sufficient money now, and in order to hold on to it, we take things steady. We keep a little bit by, which is quite sensible to do. So I think just across the board, it would always be a good idea to say to ourselves and to our nearest and dearest, don't forget to put something by for a rainy day, because you never know when that's coming. So this card would say that. I do get a sense of understanding with this card. There's a gentle feel to it. There's a gentle delivery of what's coming your way. So finances being good enough, certainly on the right track, and also a sense of saving where saving is needed to be done. Going into the very last week of the month as well, this is a lovely card. This is a card where you've got all of your bases covered. So it's the Magician, so it's a major card, but it shows a real strength of character. Now, this would refer to you as a person, you reaching a level of maturity, reaching a level of finances, you know, maybe even being solvent now. Wouldn't that be lovely? But that sort of level of understanding of money, of love, of all of the elements. And it does also direct me to the fact that we've got something coming in from above. So there's an element of you being helped, and there's an element of you having your feet on the ground as well. So you seem to have your bases covered. So there's an earthy element to you wanting to go out and understanding how the world works. There's a spiritual element to you, because that's particularly important. And there's that element of understanding, that emotional element. So this is you being able to completely control your own situation, to be comfortable in your own domain, to be assured in your profession, whatever that might be. And it shows a quality, a leadership. This could be you just being your own boss and being really good at it, not needing anybody to show you anything. Or it could be you leading a company and directing, you know, your colleagues. It could be you in a situation where your contemporaries are all showing you what to do. Well, we do it this way. But there's a level of understanding with this card, and a level of delivery from somebody to you and from you to somebody. So we're grounded with this card. We've got our bases covered. We're firing on all 4 cylinders. And we've kind of got a handle on things with this. So there's a lot of elements that are important. Your home, particularly because our home's always important, your work, your family, and there's the emotional aspect of it, and those finances in there as well. So that kind of just grounds you really beautifully. And then very lastly, which is just you being you, you have the sun. This is beautiful, because this is you coming from yourself, from your heart, from the place of being, the place where you should always come from. It's also about when the sun comes through, because it's such a big element, there is going to be a level of surprise, a level of happiness and warmth coming into your life. Not just because it's the sun, because the sun gives off heat. There will be a feeling of feeling secure as you go through towards the end of January and you start to approach February. You'll be feeling in a better place, securer. You've got a nice spread of cards here showing the way you're going, that sort of leading through the month of you being really quite sure-footed and doing very well. You've got some good news coming, all of these things that are positive for you. This would show the possibility. I mean, there's a freedom with this card, and it might be that you've freed yourself from worrying, that you've got yourself in a financial position now where you're more settled, and it's not so worrying. You've put a bit of money away, or there's money due in, and that's just feeling better. And it could be that even in the relationship that you're in, or your family life, that everybody feels a bit more settled, and you've weathered the storm, and now the sun's come out. So there's that sense of almost riding bareback because you're in control. So that's a lovely way for you to get to the end of the month, to get to the end of January, to be coming from your sunny side, to be thinking about a summer holiday as well. It's not too early, is it? Lots of people do. So that's lovely for you. And then I got an animal spirit guide card out, and I also got an angel card. So occasionally I do this. I decided I would for all of the signs this month. But you've got Panther. You just have a look at that. Do you know what I'm drawn to with this for you? Is those eyes. Look at those eyes. That piercing green. It feels to me that some of you have got, you don't have to have green eyes, but your eyes are kind of where you come from. They say they're the mirrors, don't they? But I see you, I see you being able to look at somebody and you're actually looking at them. When you're talking to somebody, you're talking to them. You're not talking at them, you're talking to them. And there's a sense of interest in the people that you engage with. If you're having a conversation, you're having a conversation. If you're out and about doing something, you're out and about doing something. You're engaged is what I'm getting. I mean, I don't know, could somebody be getting engaged as I just say the word engaged? But you're engaged, and you've got that. It's the piercing of them that's making me want to come out with all of this. It's you getting to. It's not that you get to someone's soul, but I think that when you're with people, when you make friends, you make very close friends, you make allies, and people want to be around you because there's a depth to you, there's an honesty to you, a sincerity to you, there's a love that you give out and therefore you receive, and there's a union of souls. I feel a sense of infinity with you. I feel, it just feels nice. There feels a real connection. And then just sort of, I suppose, looking at the Panther now, although I'm actually totally feeling everything from the eyes. But that Panther, as fierce as he looks, actually, that couldn't be further from the truth. That's a show. He's not scary in any way, shape or form. You're not. It's sometimes you have to portray that you've got a better handle on things than you have. That's all that is. So we'll forget about the scary looking face, and we'll just go back to those eyes, that sincerity, that love of the earth, of water, of the outdoors, and of genuine relationships and genuine conversations, that kind of thing. So I like that for you, and I like the fact that lifts me up. There's an air element to this, which is all about conversation. It's all about you connecting with your higher self. It's very good for you because so as you are drawn to the earth, it's always good to bring yourself up as well so that you meet in the middle. So you've got that balance, which is where I get this water from and somebody rowing. Lovely. And then lastly, oh goodness, look at this. Can you see that okay? Got activist. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? This is the humanitarian in you. This is the, you know, I'm just talking about the piercing eyes, the making friends, the connection with people. This is you connecting on a level where if you're with somebody and you're talking with somebody and you're connecting with them and they're part of your life, then they're part of your life. It's like that, and you do care deeply, you know, which takes me back to those panther's eyes. So I'm very drawn to that with you. I think that's a huge part of who you are as a person. You know, friends, companions and your loved ones are of the most importance. You don't make just any old friends, you make deep friends, you know, deep connections and friendships. And this activist here with this beautiful colouring here is your spirituality, because you're very connected, even though sometimes in your work you can't be because you're busy doing something else. But as soon as you go outside, or as soon as that artistic side of you comes out where you're making something or creating something, then that spirituality just kind of flows through you. So this activist is everything that you are. You're actively involved with people. You're actively involved in caring about people and the world, the planet, the ecosystem. So a strong sense of humanitarian. So and thank you for that. Thank you for that level of kindness and that compassion that you show people when you really care about them. And not just that, actually, just leaving it on a note of you feel it anyway, and you do show it, and that's a lovely quality to have. It really is. I think you've got a great month ahead, you know, January, and lovely Virgo. I really do. So I'd like to thank you for listening to me. If you've enjoyed the video, would you like it, and would you subscribe, as I am trying my best to get these subscribers up. I'm not sure what we're on, but it isn't much. Someone said to me that getting subscribers on YouTube is like running a marathon. So that's okay. So I've got a bit of a haul to go then, haven't I? I can do that, but it would be lovely if you gave me a helping hand. So if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. Anyway, I will see you February. Enjoy January. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.